The process of material creation using the Slate Material Editor can take a little bit of time to get used to. However, once you become familiar with how to create materials using a schematic and node-based creation method, creating anything from simple to even the most complex materials becomes a simple task of dragging and dropping. We're going to work with an empty scene in order to get a feel for navigating the Slate Material Editor and creating some simple materials that we can apply to scene objects. To begin, we need to access the Slate Material Editor. To do this, go up to the main toolbar, click on the Material Editor icon, hold the left mouse button down, and in the Material Editor flyout, place the cursor on the Schematic Material Editor icon, then let go of the mouse button. It's the bottom icon of the two Material Editor icons. This will open the Slate Material Editor. Let's take a look at the Material Editor first before we get into creating any materials with it. The Slate Material Editor is divided into 8 main sections: the menu bar, the main toolbar, the Material Map Browser, the current active view, the view navigation tools, the parameter editor, and the active view navigator window. The primary areas that you'll be concerned with when working with the Slate Material Editor are the Material Map Browser, the current active view, and the Attributes Editor. I'm not going to go through the menus and toolbar in detail. We want to look at the 3 main sections that we will have to deal with on a regular basis. The first section, the Material Map Browser, is a modeless window that provides access to both the material and map nodes that can be used within the Active View work area. As we look through the Material Map Browser, we have at the top the ability to search for a specific material or map node. This can be handy when trying to find a particular texture map or material when your scene has a large number of materials in it. The rollouts in this window give you access to the individual materials and map nodes that you can use to build textures for your scene. The Autodesk Material Library has hundreds of predefined material options. You can open the library by clicking the plus on the left-hand side of the rollout. If we look in the library list, there's a variety of materials including concrete, metals, plastic, and many other very useful predefined materials. If we click the minus to the left of the Autodesk Material Library rollout, that will close the rollout and hide the selections within the rollout. In the Maps rollout, if you click the plus to the left of the rollout, you'll see 3 main categories: Mental Ray, which gives us access to all the Mental Ray shader nodes; Meta SL, which gives us access to the Meta SL shaders that are implemented in 3ds Max; and the Standard Maps rollout that contains all of the standard 3ds Max map nodes including bitmap, checker, tile, and many others. Again, click the minus next to the Maps rollup to close it. We're going to start our process of creating new materials in the Materials rollout. If the rollout is not open, click the plus on the left-hand side to open the rollout. We're going to open the Mental Ray rollout by clicking the plus to the left of the Mental Ray rollout. In the Material rollout, you also have access to not only the Mental Ray materials, but also the Meta SL and Standard Max materials. We'll begin creating a simple material. For this, we're going to use the Mental Ray Autodesk Ceramic material. To bring a material into the work area, we simply click and drag the material into the View 1 work area. You'll notice 2 things happen. The view now gets populated with the shader network that makes up the material, and the navigator window shows you a simplified overview of the nodes in your current active view. Now that we have a material in our active view, we need to access the attributes for each of the nodes. That includes accessing the attributes for both the top-level material, and if we want to edit the 2 maps that are associated with this material, we need to access the material attributes for those nodes as well. To access the attributes for any node, simply double-click on the title bar of that particular node. Go ahead and double-click on the default Ceramic Autodesk Material title. On the right-hand side in the Material Attributes window, we now have access to all of the material attributes for the Autodesk Ceramic material. We can change the name in the Name Type-In box, and we can change all the attributes available to us for this particular material. Depending on which material you select, the attributes will be different. Double-click on the title for map number 1. You'll see the attributes for map number 1, in this case an Autodesk bitmap, appears in the Attributes window. In order to assign a material to an object, click on the Material node to select it. Select the object that you want to apply the material to in your scene. Since we have a blank scene, we don't have any objects to apply this material to, but that's okay. We're just going to look at the toolbar button that will allow us to apply the material. To assign the material to an object, you simply go to the Slate Material Editor toolbar and click the Assign Material to Selection button. That's the basic functionality of the Slate Material Editor. You can see that it provides a very visual way of working with materials. You can now close the Material Editor.